Hey there, Kevin. I was thinking about luxury goods, and though I can't think of any example that I've seen recently, you'll have some people who'll say that you shouldn't buy luxury goods, or that if you have them, you should sell them to and give some of that money to the poor. Now, with the latter, I certainly can think of an example, which is Judas in John chapter 12, taking issue with a lady who was anointing Jesus' feet with perfume, saying, well, it could have been sold and the money could be given to the poor. Now, his motive was to steal some of the money. And to be frank, I feel like most of the people, a number of the people who say the same thing also have that motive, but not everyone. And I wanted to point out, it's probably kind of an obvious problem with that logic, is, well, what do you want the guy that buys it to do? Do you want him to sell it? To raise money for the poor? Well, the guy that buys that. You want him to sell it too? You just got an endless cycle of people. And so then that luxury item really ain't worth anything at all. So then I was thinking, well, obviously there has to be some justification for owning a luxury good then. So when it would be justified to own a luxury good? And I was thinking about three different justifications you could have. The first is if it's a gift. And this is sort of what the perfume was, which Jesus sanctioned that. The second, and I'm a little bit shaky on why this would be justified, but if you read the description of a woman of noble character in Proverbs, it has the line, she makes coverings for herself, her clothing is fine linen and purple. And I've seen this, I have seen this used to justify wearing fine clothing, as long as you're not being ostentatious with it. And of course, in this case, it's the woman herself who's creating it. And so that would be the means which you could acquire a luxury item and be justified. The third case, which I don't have really any support for except that it's kind of obvious, is if your luxury item has some sort of enhanced function over the normal item, like a luxury vacuum cleaner that is higher quality, has more suction power than a regular vacuum, but not only that it has that, but you also are using that. Like frequently, if you were using a regular vacuum, you wouldn't be able to clean your house, but if you were using the luxury vacuum, you could. Or you could clean it in half the time, or something like that. And of course, it's not like, these cases are always justified. You still have to weigh it against anything else you could be doing. But I feel like you have to have one of these three at least to justify it. So now I'm sort of going to just throw out some thoughts about why making it yourself could be justified. So I sort of have the conclusion that it would be. could be that sort of cultivates a habit of working hard and doing a good job. If you have like the talent or so, or even cultivating talent. Well, so you have the talent. You did half of the job to make yourself something that wasn't luxury so that you could keep it, rather than putting all your effort in to make something that was luxury. Then, if you have to give it away, that could be a bad incentive, But I think even beyond that, it's just another thing could be, well, if you're making something this sort of luxury for yourself, is a step further to have to sell it. Which, you could also say for something that you buy a luxury that isn't justified with any of the other things, but in that case, you're sort of remedying a bad decision that you previously made, which was to buy a luxury item that was for no just reason. But it's strange. It would be strange to say that putting the effort in yourself to make something luxury would be, not be good. But of course, if you're putting effort in to detriment something else, then you have the same sort of problem there. But